What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, Sincerely Anonymous. My name is Negin, and today is part 3 of our homeless series. This section, I'm going to be sharing my experience about being homeless. That's right, I was homeless. This will involve my roommates, and if you do want to hear some crazy roommate stories, comment that down below and I'll do a whole section on it. All right, now let's dive into my story of when I was homeless. As I share my story with you guys, I wanted to do some little drawing to take you all along for the ride. Warning, I can't draw. I cannot draw. I'm pretty sure a 2-year-old can draw better than me. Maybe a 1-year-old. My stick figures have 3 legs. It's not in me, but I'm gonna try. So, once upon a time, I was in college, and this was my, I want to say, junior year in college. So I was 20, turning 21, and I lived in this house, right? Back in my college days. And this was a pretty big house, and I shared it with 3 other females. So let's say there was an upstairs. Oh, look, the stairs going up, yada, yada. Those are stairs. And there would be a room right here. That's a room. And then there's a room. This would be the living room, so common, whatever. And then there's another room right here upstairs, and then another room upstairs. This one, there's this last one that I did, this one, that was my room. And I shared it with one other person. So there's little me, curly, oh God. And then here's my roommate. Told you I draw 3 legs. And then there was this other girl here. And then this other girl. Anyway, point being, we lived, it was fine. 2 were in my sorority, 1 wasn't. You know, try to keep it cool. We were fine. We were roommates for a couple of months. And then my roommate's boyfriend decided to move in. So he was there practically all the time. At first, he was kind of going to get the living room, but then he kind of decided to move into my room. And then that would have made 4. I mean, that would have made 3 people in one room. So then I would have been in a triple. So I was like, what? No. I have to be paying less. And the thing is that we were at my roommates and I were at different financial statuses. So I said that, hey, you know what? I need to get lower rent. You know, I'm doing a triple now. So anyway, they're all like, okay, yada, yada. We'll decrease it. Because let me tell you what it was like sharing a triple with a couple. Oh, that rhymed. A triple with a couple. I sometimes couldn't go in my own room because things were happening in there. And when things were happening in there, it was just, you could smell it. Even though there were candles, you could still smell it. You could hear it. Once I got up in the morning, went to the bathroom, and then when I came back, my door was locked, and then I heard things. So it's just, it was bad. And it started getting pretty toxic because then we started having that financial conversation. So this is what happened financially. Out of the prices, my rent went down, I want to say $50. Both mine and my roommates went down $50. And then the girl downstairs, her rent went down, I want to say $100, I think. And then the girl upstairs, hers went down $150, right? Because she was automatically, this was their argument, she was paying the most, so she got the most off. But I was like, hey, dude, I'm the only one getting affected here. Like, everyone has a room. I'm the only one getting affected. Anyway, long story short, it got really toxic. It got so toxic. They even went on Facebook and said, hey, we need a mediator. And then I got all these text messages and screenshots of them saying it in our school Facebook. Like, every student can go and see this. And everyone's like, hey, what's up? What's going on? I personally don't like my business to be out there for the world. And it was very immature to me. I think we were definitely on different maturity levels. So it got very toxic. And eventually I had to leave. I just had to. I decided I'd rather be homeless than to stay in this mentally disintegrating, belittling, infuriating area. And I felt like no one understood me. They didn't understand me. So I messaged a couple of my guy friends. Around 7 of them came the beginning of, I don't remember when, but they came and we packed up and moved in 2 hours. Bless them. And I dispersed my belongings across 3 different houses. And I got in my car. I packed what I could because now that was going to be my home. So I left. And I had a suitcase packed in my car for my weekly clothes. I was always studying in the library. And that reminds me, that was their excuse, because I'm always studying in the library. So they told me that I'm not even home often enough to have less rent. And my thought is, okay, what about electricity? Does that mean I pay less electricity since I'm not home? Anyway, so I left and I packed up everything. I grabbed everything. And I started staying in my car. I had amazing friends that allowed me to couch hop. A lot of people did suggest, but I just felt like a burden. I didn't want to trouble them. I get a home is like you area, but I decided to take 3 offers. And oh my goodness, I am so lucky to have a support system. I am so lucky to have people care for me, because after this whole thing happened, I thought it was all my fault. 3 against 1. And then I had more and more people come and be like, hey, do you need somewhere? And that's when I realized, you know what? I'm a good person. This just happened. I'm a good person. I am not a bad person. I just got struck a bad luck. And I had to see 2 of them every week for sorority meetings. So I put stuff in my friend Cindy's house, bless you, thank you. And then my best friend Larry's house. And then my friends Zaina and Nishat is like my older sister. And they took me in, but I wasn't at the homes all day. Well, I wasn't at their place every night. I would switch among those 3 houses because all of them had like some of my stuff. I literally lost so many things in this process. I have so many shoes. I have just 1 pair, and I'm like, where did the other pair go? I literally just have 1 of the shoes, not the second one. What am I gonna do? Wear 2 different ones, a left and right of different shoes? I guess. And I would sleep in my car some nights. I would use either my friends' houses to shower or the school shower. And I would just pack stuff for the whole day. I would still go to the gym. I would stay up till midnight in the library, and then I would drive my little car and go park it on campus because I felt the safest there. And I'd wake up before I'd need to move my car so I don't get a ticket. I'd wake up, move the car somewhere I could, go back to school, and start my day over and over again. And this was during finals. I was still homeless during finals, so I had to find stability in instability. I had to find comfort in an environment that I was not used to. My 21st birthday was during this time, but I became more appreciative of the people around me. In regards to food, I really couldn't afford other housing. I couldn't afford to come midway in the quarter and find a place to stay. I really did look, but there was no place to stay. And I didn't have the money to just go and get Airbnbs, to get motels. So I stuck it out. I eventually did find a place, but I stuck it out. For food, I would go to the pantry and get some free food. Sometimes I honestly wouldn't eat because I didn't have time to leave the library, go in my car, go get food, come back, like from the grocery store. And then I'd have to make it, and it was just a lot some days. I got lucky by having people that offered me food every now and then, but I just didn't eat that much. I also had 2 jobs at the time. Anyway, I kept busy, so I kept doing things, and I remember one day I was just laying in my car, and I realized my home is my little cherry. My home is my car. And it just became a mess. I'm telling you, I had stuff everywhere. I just had random clothes here. I had jeans like right there coming out of the window. My car was already breaking down on its own. I had random shoes. I had towels. It was hectic. And I'm really thankful for the situation I was in. I really learned a lot by this experience. I think one of the hardest things was, though, as being a female, I was very scared staying at night in my car. I was very scared. I consider myself a strong individual, but it was still scary. And when I was on my monthly schedule, it was hard, you know? I was on campus often, so I could change. I had the privilege of being a college student, but I didn't have a bathroom to go to all the time. I think that was the worst part, actually. In the middle of the night, if I wasn't at someone's house and I needed to use the bathroom, what was I gonna do? I had to hold it in. And then, oh my goodness, I got cold. I can't turn on the heater. So I had blankets and all that stuff. I think that was probably one of the most difficult parts. I did gain a new concept of what homelessness is. I didn't do any drugs or anything to get myself in that situation. It just happened. Honestly, things just happened. I then went on and ended up finding housing. I was no longer homeless. It did really affect my grades. I have to be honest. It really did affect my grades because I didn't have the stability. It did affect me emotionally just because I felt so abandoned. I guess not abandoned. I felt so alone sometimes. But then I realized, hey, I'm not alone. I have these people around me. They got me. And it's just when you hit such a low where even my job was unstable, my classes would change, who knew what friends would say, it's a moment of saying, hey, where am I? What am I going to do now? At the end of the day, it's just me. So what am I going to do to survive? Not even just survive, to thrive, to succeed. So I just did it. I lived. And yeah, my car's kind of messed up now, but I still have it. It was my home. And now every time I see someone, I really wonder what their story is. But I've always made food and given it to the homeless. It's just now I see it in a different light. It was also difficult because I didn't have an address for mail to be sent to. I also never ended up getting my deposit. I was trying for so long. Never ended up getting my deposit, so I just had money disintegrate. It was a tough time. I have to say it was a very tough time. And I'm pretty sure around that moment, I found out that one of my family members had passed away. So when we go home, when we go to our room, it's a place of de-stress. It's to cry, to be you, to just be there and mourn and take it all in. I didn't have that. I didn't have a place to do that. I had my car, and to this day, my car is my place. I let that car help other people. So I think the hardest thing for me personally about being homeless was just the lack of stability and the emotions that came with it. Because I'm a very emotional person. I'm so emotional. Ask anyone. And I think it was also that, hey, this doesn't mean life's over. You just went through something. Like, this is great. Take every experience as a learning experience. I learned something new. I learned more street smarts. I learned how to defend myself in any situation. I even used that experience to study abroad. And I was fine. I did fine. I'm good. Yeah, it's not like I can afford the world now, but still, I was able to overcome it, and I think that was the biggest part of this whole thing. Anyway, that was just a part of my story. I wanted to share it because this topic actually really hits home, and I've met a lot of people. It's funny because I ended up housing another person after this whole experience, like 2 years later that was going to be homeless, and his friend, and I just met them. That's a whole nother story. If you do want to hear the story of how I tried to save people's lives, please let me know. So thank you so much for watching. I always say this, and I really do appreciate it, because even one view, one comment, one like allows us to expose situations to more people, open up more minds, and make this world a more sympathetic place. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. These videos are nothing without you guys. So thank you. I'll see you all for the next topic. What is it gonna be? Let's find out. Bye.